think our opponents' coaches are going to decide that, just like they will for Wes Berg and for Zach Miller and for Eric Adamson and for Jack Bobzien. We have 5 attackmen plus Dallas Bridle that we think can really play the game. And that, so if you start Wes Berg, Jack Bobzien and Zach Miller, that leaves you with Connor Cannizzaro and Eric Adamson to play midfield, or vice versa. My guess is that Connor will play attack. He did all fall. Wes was out all fall. So Connor got a great chance to fold himself into Matt Brown's offense and get a feel for that. Much easier to fold into the midfield part of that than it is the attack part. So, if there were a game tomorrow, we'd probably start, Jack and Connor and Zach Miller at attack with Eric and Bergie playing midfield. But, then the strategy comes in. What are they going to do to those guys, and how can we make those simple switches to negate the defensive strategy of other coaches? So, and then when you throw Tyler Pace and Sean Cannizzaro at you with then, as you said, a multitude of other guys, we feel pretty good about who we can put out there in a 6-on-6 situation. Certainly Carson Cannon was our top cover guy as a freshman, and then 2 years later we've got another freshman comes in and becomes our top cover guy with Carson still there in Christian Bergdorf. So we feel really good about that. This fall Pat Carroll played the 3rd spot, but we've got Colin Syracuse, we've got a young guy named Matt Jones, and then Jake Nolan, who played our 2nd pole position, could play down there as well. So we feel like they're there. It's how do you put them together? But Carson and Christian have played together for a full year. Pat Carroll played a lot for us in the last couple of years. Mike Reese is a 4-year pole, and we've got a lot of experience at the short stick position too. So as far as the cover stuff goes, it's a nice convenience to have to say that we can go into a game not overly worried about Carson or Christian going to get beat for too many goals. They're going to get beat for their goals. Everybody does, but it's a comforting feeling. I'm sure Ryan feels good about that as well. Well, we're excited, that's for sure. I know we say that every year, but this one has the potential to be special. I mean, you hope what comes from it is having gone through the experience and not winning a semifinal game yet in those 3 out of the last 4 years, being in those Final Fours, that one of these days it's going to break through and help break through because you've been there before. And so that definitely helps. But what you've got to be a little mindful of is that every year you turn over 25 to 30% of your team. So even if you've been in 10 straight or 8 straight, whatever Duke's been in, those freshmen haven't been there yet. So it's still a new experience. The understanding of raising that level of expectation, and not to a point where you say, oh, this season was worthless, we didn't make a Final Four. I don't think it's ever that. But, when a young man, when a freshman walks into our locker room, it's expected that he's going to understand, want, and strive to be in those playing on Memorial Day weekend.